Hello, people. My name is Kale Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew, very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Anyways, anytime we sit like this, then you should know that great minds are about to discuss show business in Ghana. And of course, we do this with you. We don't do it alone. So if you are also watching us, remember, one of our pride will be to read from you in the comment section. Feel free, drop it there. Let's have a conversation virtually, as well as you telling someone that Sammy Flex TV Showbiz Daily is the best online discussion platform. We set conversations via our online platform. Subscribe to us so you can get more, and always remember that Tap Tap Send is also here with us. You can always send money from abroad using Tap Tap Send. Remember to also enjoy in their Tap Tap Send wallet, where you can get the best of rates, change the money, save it in your wallet. So anytime you want to send it, even when the rates are down, you still get to enjoy the best of deals. That is what you have to do. This is Showbiz Daily. My name is Sammy Flex. In your shot, Nana Reagan is at my immediate left, and I also have Roland Amate in the middle, and in team Dodo Solomon, aka Chemo, who is at the extreme end. Chemo is our online manager here at Flex Entertainment Limited, and for your digital solutions, marketing, streaming, commercialization, is ready to assist you. Roland also works with Shagzi, Shatter Movement Empire, and Roland Report, and Nana Reagan also work with Rough Town Records as their road manager. And for your information, we are here for the betterment of our industry. Derek Money will say, we say truth to power. Behind the scenes, Digital Rasta is doing our camera for us. You can also call him Currency, which Flex is the editor-director of the show. Thanks for being a part of this show. And remember that when we sit like this, we do it with the world. We have some interesting topics to look at. Let's zoom into one of them where Nana Reagan is closely related to. And I want us to start with that. It's about our singathon lady, Efia Singathon. That is how I prefer to call her, so it makes it easier. Efia Singathon has been in the news for some time, and now the news has even transcended her alone to her family, and in this case, her husband, as it stands now. I've been seeing some questions being posed to the man, both online and offline, and his responses and the way people are even asking that question is keeping me thinking what exactly are they looking out for? Maybe it is a good question, maybe it is a bad question. I don't want to think alone. I want to throw it out there so it becomes a general thinking. Then we get diverse opinions about it. So we move forward after that. Now, if you read this story that was captured, I think on Ghana Web, you would understand that my worry is really a worry. And Richie, if you have the story, we can read it. If you have the video, we can show it to the people. And if which one ready, let's shoot. So these are people who have been asking the husband of Efia Singathon. So say, now that your wife is meeting big men in Ghana, are you not scared? Are you not afraid that they will snatch her away from you? What kind of BS is this? Like, I don't think far. I don't think feminine. What kind of BS is this? And this, you are happily asking this kind of question. It's not as if it is just one person. No, almost everybody, social media, writing it. And I'm asking, am I getting angry easily these days? That is why this question is making me angry, or it is a legitimate and not a banku question. Let's watch it. I'll be back.
Sometimes, no, this what is training on social media. Like, you need to clarify. Both things say right now is meeting big people out there. I'm not afraid. Sometimes, no, this what is training on social media. Like, you need to clarify. Both things say right now is meeting big people out there. Right now, when you're filming,
she was meeting bigger people before.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Microphone said after the singer Tonona.
Okay.
Way back, I can tell you, I can mention names, but so I just say, or buy a bad or a bad. So I just say, yeah, it's really there. You get it.
Wow.
How I wish the husband had not even answered. Because to some people, some is story be cried by me. Yeah, like I wish, like when people come to him with these questions, like which he throws them for Jimmy Frame. So like, how are you guys dealing with these kind of questions and big men, and how are you guys dealing with it? And are you happy they are asking? Are you happy with the responses?
Last time we want to greet our viewers. I am not happy. I am not happy because sometimes some of these interviews, or some of these conversations come up like without my knowledge. So before you know, it is on social media, the videos are already trending, people are posting it, people are having their own commentaries around it and all. But sometimes when I see it, I draw their attention to it that maybe you shouldn't have had this conversation, or you shouldn't have said ABCD. But already it's there. I am worried because of the people asking the questions. Especially if it's on any traditional media platform, or like the person is known to be like a proper blogger, or like a journalist who is supposed to ask, like
Intelligent questions,
sensible questions. Some of these questions, like you ask yourself, it takes only a lazy person, somebody who has not prepared for the interview or whatever conversations, to be asking some of these. I mean, I don't know. I'm being careful. I want to use stupid questions. It takes somebody who is not prepared, because even it happens to every journalist or every person that wants to do some of this work. If you are going to interview somebody and you are not ready, when the person comes to sit in front of you, you are likely to ask nonsense questions. So always don't trust yourself too much. Anytime you call somebody that, I want to have a conversation with you, I want to meet you so that we have an interview, prepare, read about the person. If you don't read about the person will come and sit in front of you, and then anything that comes to mind that will give you any stupid engagements, you would ask them. And that is exactly what this person, I don't know who did this particular, had this particular conversation with him. But when I called him, he was like, it wasn't anything serious. They were just having conversation, but he didn't know it will go this far and all of that. So media people, especially the bloggers of today, should be a bit,
sensitive.
Yes, sensitive about some of this, because at the end of the day, that question that you are asking, like, what is your intention? You can never tell me or convince me that you have a good intention for asking somebody that now that your wife is popular or meeting big men, are you not afraid they will? What it means is that already in your mind,
yes,
you have perceived that the woman is doing that.
Yes.
Or it's like it will happen. Like I said, the thing should happen. Like I did a bit see they say wow. So some of the comments Mr. Dunum is even giving, I had to say receipt to horses.
Yes.
So tomorrow, the moment the family
happens,
starts getting some issues that they can even resolve, then they will bring some of these things.
Came to my head when I watched the video.
Yes, then they will bring some of this thing. We told the man, hey, so he said he's not afraid. He's not afraid. You see, we said it. It is going on. Then it will become, before you know, they have collapsed your marriage. People who ask or have some of this conversation, they were sorry I'm pa. Also who dream will be home. When you dream bia and dream say obi be di obi re. We Jimmy for nipa bi obey sabia on dream.
You
Nipa bia obey sabia bia, you don't think. Because already me brother man, one of the things lately I find it very difficult to just sit down and have conversations about is marriage. Charlie, the marriage itself, now someone buy and a crap when I say someone buy a man and better and a cry and then not for more.
Thank you. Nasa Masba.
Nasa Maba. Like, what's the one now? Say, what's me manage you near my year? No, you're with fee and Kuala with fee, or managing your man who Trimusanki build too much will be out. And no quack. Sanky, Bill, I'm out for Mumba and I'm on better. You nail
demands.
Then if the person is trying to manage whatever circumstances or situation marriage is throwing at him, then you want to come up with some of these evil thoughts around the person's marriage. Charlie, it is evil. If you don't know, I'm telling you, maybe the devil is even using you to go and collapse somebody's marriage. You might not know. It is because we say at the end of the day, that particular question now will be apart from say it will come up for conversations like this and people will be commenting under the video and all of that. Then answer dear pan open was our question. Then because whether Kofi Adonum defends the wife and say that my wife is clean, my wife don't to move that instead the defense not be defending it, and what is it going to do to you? Like what is that going to do to you? So people should learn. If you are going to interview somebody, please read. If you have even read wide about Ifua Asantua and the husband, you will know that this is not the first time they are meeting high profile people. These are couples. She's an event person. Like this, they're in that space. They travel almost every year. They go and they come. They meet people. People invite them into their offices and homes. It is not the first time. The Singleton has just brought that spotlight. I say a friend but some of the things the girl is enjoying today, she has been enjoying it already. This is not the first time. Oko Afcon. Nuclear sports journalists for so many years. They've been going for Afcon almost every year. I just don't know. So if you have seen say they are meeting high profile people, my friend, this is not the first time. You have to be careful when you're having some of this conversation. Hey.
Thank you. Ro, take over. Looks like I'm not the only person angry at least. Now I can continue to be angry since I'm not the only one. Yes. Ro, what are you also adding to this?
People should make sure your anger doesn't give you heart attack.
It won't.
Because the truth of the matter is, these things, you can't fight them. they are just like fighting the wind. In fact, whoever would want to be mischievous, regardless of whatever you do, if you like dress as Enchi Gabriel and walk through the street, they will still be mischievous. You see, sometimes when people would want to go this tangent and ask certain questions, it is not as if they are lazy or they have not researched or they just want to ask stupid questions. It is not all of them. Most of the times they have even done their research. Most of the times they've even read. They have a motive behind those questions. And that is what I would always say. It is you that is going to give them, that is going to open the floodgate for them to feed. See, they will continue to prey on the naive people in the industry. They would. In fact, that is why I always say this, that I get scared when certain people are just exposed to fame, poof, out of the blue. I get scared for them. Because these people are always there, like they are always ready. You can't fight them. They are always there, like they are there. What didn't happen to Asantwa, the TikToker, in this country with regards to her marriage and all that? Some of them, she was naive, came to respond to some of them because she thought that it is everything you must respond to. And some of them will break you. Even the people that are seen to have the strongest of celebrity marriages self in Ghana face these things. Reggie Rockstone is being asked similar questions every day. Okyeame Kwame is being asked similar questions every day. The ones that are seen to have the best of marriages in the faces of people self are being asked similar questions every day. You may see it as stupid, you would get angry, but will it stop? No. Let's mount a speaker. Let's say, okay, we are having a, how do you call it, a crusade about people asking these questions. It will never stop. It will never stop. So me, I would rather preach to people and say they should rather prepare themselves. In fact, this is not the first time. And if people would want to, and you see, some people would have genuine worry about some of these things, about the fact that, okay, the lady has spotlight and quote and unquote meeting big people and all that, so they would be scared for her marriage. Some people are doing it out of genuine concern. We can't also take that away from it, because we've seen things like that in the space. Let's not pretend as if it is not happening. It doesn't mean that whoever would want to be mischievous is right. No. Some people would come with clear evil intentions and they will hide behind the fact that, oh, some people are concerned and will come and ask these questions. So if you find yourself in the spotlight, just prepare yourself for some of these people. And even the traditional media that Reagan was saying, oh, if it were to be somebody who is in the tradition, even now, it is not even safe there. It is not even safe there.
The fooling has gone there.
Oh, it is not safe there. It is there. It is not as if it is going there. It has gone there. It is. Yes, it is there. It is there. It is there. Once upon a time, we've seen people like the likes of Wenishe and more who have walked off interviews because of some of these questions. And they walked off on a traditional media. We know people who have boycotted certain traditional media platforms because of certain line of questions that they think are coming from those sites. So, Basami, this one day, it will not stop, not by day, not by night, not by thunder, not by fire. In fact, fighting it will be like just fighting the wind. You can only preach and ask some people who would have conscience to stop. Well, would they stop? It will depend. Now that it is even becoming like blood money for them, they ask you and they get, and they are going to get views and make money out of it. Now they will not. Now is the time that they are even going to charge and get more of this line of questions. But it will be dependent on you to open the floodgate for them or not. The answers that Kobirana gave to Nana Romi sealed it from the onset. he could have gone the other way, and by this time, he would still be trending. But then, if you are prepared or you find yourself in the spotlight, make sure you prepare yourself for some of these people. Because look at where he met the person that interviewed him. Out of the blue. This is not a formal true entry interview.
And you're asking stupid questions.
It can just find trouble for you anytime. And also, let me say this and wrap up. If you should grant any interview, the fact that somebody is granting you an interview doesn't mean that the person has utmost right about the things that can come out. You also have a stake in there. Your image is also part. You also share equal responsibility, whatever trouble that may come. So if you think you said something or you say something during that particular session, which you don't want it to come out, you have every right to let the person know. Else, whatever comes out, it means the person has your consent over it. So if you let the person know and something else comes up that you don't want it to come out, then you have every right to take the person on.
Thank you, Roland Amate.
Just give me one second. You see, nobody is fighting anybody. In this life, there's a way to rebuke people for doing stupid things. We are not fighting anyone, and we are not saying something should stop. We believe that through rebuking somebody, other people have conscience
to learn from it.
They will sit back and say, so okay, this person I'm going to ask this question. These people are discussing it. Okay, per the discussions and the views that they are giving about it, if you put it together and analyze it very well, it's true, the question doesn't make. If I get the opportunity to go and interview somebody, I don't have to go to this extent. That is all we are looking for. It is not for anybody to stop like, obian jaino obian konko bisa question me, because see, some of these questions or other similar ones, whether the person you are interviewing answers or not, it gives people, those that are going to watch the video or reading your story, it gives them some mindsets, and it is bad.
Thank you. Chamo, wrap up with the social pressure analogy for us.
You see, when I was watching the video, the thing that came to my head is that Fia and the husband, no matter what, they can't divorce them. Like even if the issue has nothing to do with the faith, they can't. That's what came to my head. Like even if you fight Krada, it's because of the fame, so don't fight. If like now there, for them, we have defined their faith. They should take it like that. Like what was this question coming from? Like what will be in your head for you to ask such a question? Well, we have the answer. When she came on the spotlight, we heard people say that they don't even match, and they said a whole lot of things. So now people have some form of ideas about what should happen to celebrities and the kind of people they should marry. This is not the first time people are doing something like this to a person that the spotlight is on. They did it to Osebo. I really remember that one. At the time that Osebo started coming out on social media and TV, people were insulting him that Nana Aba's standard is not Osebo's standard. Like Osebo is low, it's below Nana Aba
standard.
That was what came out, and people were saying it so much. And I remember any time that Osebo will grant an interview or will appear anywhere, the headline will be Nana Aba's baby daddy. In fact, Osebo was out until he fought his way for people to know that the man he
also has his brand.
Yes,
to
he
protect.
Did form, so we have to respect him for that. So let's imagine, like let's take it that at the time Osebo had that power, he had no power to fight his way out, and then he had connection with Nana Aba at that time, it would have been worse. Like if they were still together or something, it would have been worse. Because wherever he goes, that would be the question. She's like, she has outclassed you. Why are you still following her? Or why is she even your wife or something? Like that question will always come. It's not a good question, and I don't think we should entertain it. But the truth is, some people will still come out and say, lucky for this man, Mr. Dunum, I think because of his journalism background, he knows how to handle them. But to what extent? One day you may mess up. Like you may say something that, no, this is not the right thing, but that's the answer that they are looking for. So they will take it and run with it anyway. So far, so good for him. I think he has handled the question coming, like he has handled it well. But can he do it to the end? Because one day you flip, like you say something that no, I shouldn't have said it, but it is gone already. It is hard, but it comes with the job. So she should the couples should find a way to handle it, because I don't see it stopping. People are even bashing them already on social media, like they are writing whatever they like, and some of those people, when they meet you, they will still go that tangent, because that's what they are looking for.
That's what they are looking for.
So for me, it won't stop. But I will agree with you. This is not a good question to ask. It's a stupid question. Like if I don't have to be diplomatic, because regardless of the answer that you are looking for, like no matter the way, no matter how you put it, you will still not get that satisfactory answer. Like, and again, you see, this time around, the man was defending the woman, or not himself.
Yes.
It was like, oh, she's not like that. She will not leave me and all that. So it wasn't even about the man. It was about the wife. Like, okay, now that she has fame, she will be so, I don't know to say wicked or promiscuous or arrogant or whatever, to leave the husband because the husband is nobody or what. Like, so what answer are you really looking for this? For the man to say that, oh, my wife will still be with me, I don't think she will do something like that. Okay, so what? Like after that, what next? So for me, it's not a good question to ask in the first place. And now they have to find a way to deal with it as a couple, because it will not stop. Some people, as Roland said, this is what feeds them. So even if you tell them not to, that's where they will go, because they are chasing the money. It's sad, but it comes with being a popular person. That's what it is. And I remember, let me say this one.
Okay.
I remember when we interviewed Van Vicker and his wife. Come and see the comment. They were all insulting the woman. Like, I've been thinking about it. Say, but what has she done? Like, what is her crime? No, they don't match. Van Vicker shouldn't be marrying such a woman. Insult! Insult!
No, they are not the reason why.
I was so surprised. Like, what is happening? Meanwhile, they met whilst they were in school. SHS. They have kids. They've been married for so long. But now that you know them, you are thinking that they shouldn't be married and insulting them left, right, center. So for me, it won't stop. And it's not only Efia and her husband facing some of these things, or celebrities in general. If you like, expose Auntie Grace Small and see what will happen to her.
And some say,
she will run away.
You see, like the outcome of some of these conversations, like the questions, is the reason why a lot of men, if not all men, are not allowing their wives to pursue their dreams, like get to the top, get educated, do certain things,
get to the limelight.
Yes, and be in
to make it short.
This is the reason, because the more you're having this conversation, then it will be like, okay, see there, hey, we are popular, and I say, with me achieve do some pen, so we are on it. Big men they be riding, you know. On a big men they be shaking, you know. You bet you.
On the almost started
so who be man who on ma automatically no who was also no woman. So you cry baby or say obuane supporting, and you don't want to do it. And many women are suffering this thing that I'm saying. A lot of women are suffering it. In fact, the reason why Kofi Adunum got a lot of praises during the Singathon is because of this thing. Because everybody felt like Adena Neyere, you know, a baby and come man Neyere try cry. Oh man Neyere nye cry in the first place.
And this thing, we are suffering it in Africa, especially in Ghana. I don't know about other African countries, but here in Ghana, it is dominant. It is going on. Obia person here, on person here ebe rap space bi mu enya recognition bi, because we nya sad in economy. When before the singathon, we were going round, we are going and we are baby me body, a very prominent person, like high profile person. Obia respect. All can pass a comment behind me. I wasn't happy, and in my mind, I was just asking myself, when I be Mr. Kofi Anka, because I still we are. Lightly. Because in front of the man, even if you don't know the husband, you should know say a young crowd for men man kwan and girl and I'm internet and so you don't pass comment like that.
So the man had
yes. In front of the man, we were all sitting down having a meeting, and then the panel pass a comment. But they mean to me can't comment. Me to me repeat a comment.
Well, it is a sad one, and I think as media people, if only you boast of having training to be in this field, you should know some sensitive questions to ask and not to ask. I remember in my journalism training days, reading the book of journalism or broadcast journalism by author David Boyd. It says that when you go and someone's house is burnt, you don't ask, how do you feel? Yes. Uba Nithiash Grebe. Please, how do you feel about the fire burning down? The book said if you ask such a person, the person has every right to return with a slap. Yes, so it's the same thing. But if you ask me, want big men, I should slap you. So is that what you want? Yes, yeah. Well, let's move on to other businesses. In a related story, Okyeame Kwame is saying, even if they ask you these questions, you need to be tough here. But I've been asking myself, this thing, are we not lying to ourselves? Who is tough here? Like, you know, no, I've been seeing that thing. Oh, as a celebrity, you have to be tough. You have to be tough. Tough skin. Be resilient in the mind. Hey, you guys are lying to yourself. Like, nobody will fight any media person today. If there is anything like a Okyeame Kwame no kra okasa no kra no obwa. In fact, if there is something that you have to campaign for the fact that people would stop fooling, like we are campaigning. Campaign for the fact that people will stop acting rubbish online, like we are talking about. Don't say you have to be strong in the mind. Nobody can be strong in the mind. It's a lie. Richie, bring the story. Black Rasta said, bring it on, my youth. So this is Okyeame Kwame last Saturday on Kwame does his Showbiz A to Z program on Joy FM. He says, build mental resilience against trolls. Build mental resilience against trolls. Okyeame Kwame to celebrities. Now, let's go deep into the story. Richard, let's bring it down a little bit. Let me see how it starts. It says, Ghanaian musician Okyeame Kwame has asked creatives to insulate themselves against criticism from the public. According to Kwame, once someone chooses to get into showbiz, they have opened themselves up to the public to talk about them. However, the onus lies with the individual to allow what is written or said about them to get to them. There's a quotation coming from him where he says, I think that you need to build mental resilience. You personally, because you need to understand that what people are doing, the world is not happening on your clock. Yes, you have 2.5 million followers on Instagram, but they are following you to see something. They are not yours. You can't own them. When people insult you on Twitter and Facebook and others, you shouldn't own it because that is what they want to do. You must also find a way to do what you want to do, no matter what is happening around you. So build mental resilience and know that even though you are celebrated, the world is not happening on your clock. And I think that if you do this and listen to your body, you don't intoxicate yourself with too much data, too much reading, with too much alcohol, with too much pills, with too much sex. And you are in tune with yourself. You can hear if your heart is about to get an attack. he said on Joy FM Showbiz A to Z while discussing how to ensure mental while discussing how to ensure healthy living as a creative. Yes, now you can go. He also told the host Kwame that the media and other actors in the entertainment ecosystem owes it a duty to help protect the sanity of celebrities. Okyeame said some of the things the media report have adverse effects on the mental health of creatives. Artists are human beings. Okyeame Kwame was story him to see. Say artists are human beings. He comes to sit on platforms like this and speaks out his heart and share his vulnerable moment. And then you take that part out and twist it for clickbait, and then everyone is calling him. Because of that, some girl he wants to marry says no. People are beginning to see him in a certain light because you want clickbait. If you love the artist, stop that. Okyeame further stated. Hey, I was expecting Okyeame Kwame to have just said the last thing that he said. So can we don't bother.
I think he was being realistic.
Yeah,
he was trying to be realistic. Of course. He knows he won't stop, but he will still campaign that please stop it.
Chemo, take it over because
okay. For me, I agree with him, and it is not. He is not saying that no matter what, just develop a resistance so nothing will hurt you.
Will get you.
No, he is trying to say that find a way to deal with it. The means of you dealing with it will either affect you even more, or you can stand whatever is coming. And I think that's what he was trying to say. You see, some people, their means of fighting it is to also fight back. But the truth is that you get exhausted if you try to fight back all the time. You should know when to fight back and when not to fight back. We have examples. Shatawale, for instance, he may be cool one day, then he will also fire.
Yes, rant.
That's his way of fighting with it. And I think Okyeame Kwame will not have issue with Shatawale's way of fighting with it. He will not go and say, Shatta, whatever they say, keep quiet, don't mind them. No. Anytime you feel like now you can face them, face them. But if you are always going to face them, you will get exhausted. So know when to face them and when to let it go. And I think that was the thing that Okyeame was trying to say. He has a way of pushing back to whatever is coming to him, and he's telling others to also do same. But he knows very well that some people cannot. That's why he will still preach that please stop it. But the truth is that some people will not stop it. As he said, clickbait. For them, that's what will give them money. And because of that, they won't stop it. If you have a way of fighting those people, you fight them, take them to court. If you can say something that you think can hurt them, you to say something. Because after that, they may stop. If you are also hurting them the way that they think that
they are hurting,
they may stop. So you have to find a way to deal with it. That's what Okyeame is trying to say. But the way it came out, you may think that he's just saying that no matter what it will come, find a way to fight and nothing will happen to you. No. Sometimes it will hit you once, but your way of coming back will determine it. Somebody may say something that is so hurtful to you, but you sit back and go like, well, okay, so what is the next step? Then you revive yourself, and now you are in
come
again,
back.
Doing your thing. But somebody will get one hit, and that is it.
The person may not be able to stand it.
They may not be able to stand it, and then they will have issues, depressions, and all that. Some people contribute to those things, like some of the celebrities. Some people will say hateful things about you and all that. But if you go along with them, especially those who knows how to play the game, if you goes along and you say one thing again, then they will say more hurtful things. You go, it's like you are in their territory and they are dictating how the things should go. You will suffer. So I think Okyeame Kwame is just trying to tell his colleagues that, hey, this thing will come. How are you going to deal with it? So me, I agree with you. You see, some people are blaming you that you being the manager of Shatawale, you are not controlling him. And then you have said that you are managing him. You are not supposed to control him anyway. But people don't understand that.
Yeah.
They think that since that you are in the game, you should control him. In fact, tell him what to say, what not to say. Because some of us we have gotten such
conversation with others. Yeah.
They will call you and say, now you guys are close to Shatawale, but he is still doing his thing. Why don't you tell him to stop? Then I will tell them he won't stop. He may reduce it, but he won't stop. Because managing somebody doesn't mean you should tell the person what to do.
Yeah.
You should manage his things. Maybe the way he does it, you can tell him, do it this way. If this insult is too, only but you won't tell him.
Don't stop. Stop. Yeah. Don't do anything.
Tell him how to insult them proper, not to tell him to stop insulting them, because that is his way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
You can't stop him. So I agree with Okyeame on the fact that find a way to deal with it, but it will not stop. Just that we will continue to advocate for people to stop.
Yeah.
And we know for sure that a lot won't stop. Like some few may take advice and say, oh, Charlie, let me reduce it or let me stop it. But those, if that is your trade, they will not stop it. Yeah. But the celebrities should find a way to deal with it. I agree with that.
Okay. Ro, take it from there. Let's come back.
It is. You see, I agree with Okyeame Kwame straight up, because you see this, it is just like thieves in our communities.
Thieves?
Yes, thieves.
Okay.
There's nothing you can do about it. You can only advise your fellow human beings to lock their doors. Be mindful of them. Know how to deal with them. This is the only route to your workplace, and you know that with that route there are thieves on that lane. There's nothing anybody can do about it. You can only advise yourself to be cautious when you're applying that route. And that's what he's saying. In fact, the people that are going to prey on you, they won't stop. And the advice that he is giving, fortunately and unfortunately, it will help some people. And it will not also help others. That's it. You just have to find whatever would suit you and just live by it. You just have to find some people, like Chemo said, some people the only way they can deal with it is to fight back. Some people would also prefer silence, and that is what will keep them. And that is what will keep them safe. Like saying, some people would decide, okay, any time. I won't even go there, Black Sheriff style. Me share na eba me do me phone no.
No.
They are quite no. They are quite You understand? Everybody should find a way to deal with it too. Because but it doesn't also mean that, and I like the ending of whatever he said. He was able to tackle it from both sides.
Yeah.
Because we can't say, oh, we are going to preach to thieves to stop stealing. They won't. We can only put security measures in place just to protect ourselves. Some we may succeed, others we won't. We won't be so lucky, and it may get to us. So yes, I am glad he was able to state at the latter that yes, celebrities are also humans, and that is true. This is being real. Chale nipa, there. No matter the walls that you build around you, there will still be one that will still penetrate to get you. One of them will still come, and there is nothing you can open your phone, and even if sometimes you, the person that is being talked about, can decide okay whether to hit it or not. But you know the funny thing, that brother, that colleague, that loved one will send it to you. You see, sometimes as celebrities, they always find some people always find a way to deal with this. Like they won't even budge. But the calls from the loved ones will be one that will get to you. Maybe the insult that the people are giving to you is not your concern. But Charlie, your mother can call you, and the tears and the wailing that you hear on the phone,
it can even break you down.
It can break you. So me, I would agree with Okyeame Kwame everybody should find a way to deal with it. And we can only plead with our people to at least, we know they can't stop, but to minimize it. And either way, the major responsibility lies on the person that the bullet is directed to. Find a bulletproof if you can afford one. Find a shield if you can afford one. If you think coming into the spotlight is going to affect your sanity so bad that it is going to break you within minutes, then please don't even enter, because the space is like a jungle. Dog eats dog. Lion eats whatever they can lay their hands on when they are hungry. So please, if you want to come inside, know it is like a forest, it is like a jungle. Anything can happen. Protect yourself. And we pray that everybody will be fine. Let's find a way to deal with it. At least if you're able to, the first form of security is from yourself. If you're able to do that, any other thing, any other effects that may come out of it can be minimized.
You may deal with it. Well, thank you. Well said. Nana Reagan wraps this topic up. Then we move on to the next business.
Yeah, building mental resilience. It is possible, Rasa. 101. It is very, very.
It's 101.
101.
It is very, very possible. But you see, with this conversation, when it gets to, I wish we will not even be saying they won't stop. In my mind, I know it cannot stop, but it shouldn't be something we should even repeat on platforms like this. Do you know why? Because there are a lot of things that happens in our society. A lot of people don't get encouraged to do same because of what they've heard people say about those people doing it.
Yeah.
They will not try it. But you see, our society is such that the moment you make somebody feel like, oh, okay, a victim and also defending and also protecting, accept it, normalize it, say, you bet me, and you get the numbers will increase. I'm telling you, you see, Bongo ideas that a lot of people don't like what he's doing. There are hundreds of people that are 10 times more than Bongo ideas. But some of these people will not open an account on social media and do some of the things Bongo ideas is doing because what TBB or who be advice and I say Obia share an opposite view about the life of Bongo ideas, and it has discouraged him from doing it. But just an panel, I was just 101. Bongo ideas is so there are some people they can stand in your face and say things to you.
You cry.
And you cry okay. Who down to me as I say, who do it to me so kata when so me, I wish sometimes that it won't stop. It should be in our heads. And let's put some of these campaigns out there and hope that it will minimize. But because me, it won't stop in an encouragement movie. Oh! Mr. Omujabe will say, oh, the people who even have the microphones and everybody is accepting it. So who is the celebrity? Who is the musician? Who is that person? Oh, master. Now they understand it. If you don't understand it, don't even become a musician. Don't even become this. Don't even become a politician. No. That is not the kind of society we should be building. Because enye say obi ko kan asem ya chire celebrate or social media so I'm telling you that even the things that you are talking about opamentra TV suni radio suni and say oh things they won't stop what that to punu the way things will increase in your area
over to print
when they come to admit say oh they say I'm go for now is good you say I'm more finding ways. Then they will also, when you are finding ways and means to protect yourself, they will also find ways and means to overpower you and attack you.
Yeah.
So don't let the numbers increase. That should be our fear. The numbers, they should not be encouraged in any sense. So saying it will not stop. Yes, but let us not indirectly encourage them with some of these things.
let them know say Charlie adena also bano ejabi sube shia what you are planning to do, the kind of life that you want to live. There's another force, there's another fire apart from victims now. There's a different force that will come at you. So if you're also mentally prepared, then do it. Because whatever thing that, no matter how somebody will say, okay, me, I have built my mental, I am strong, I am deben, these things doesn't get massa. Me so unko kompomo na won say assembly akobi catcher wa no pano.
Wow.
Wow. You see, as for the toughness there, Charlie, most of us we can be tough. We will show our face, we will do it. If we are doing it on social media, we can do some. But unkwa with them now adofo say they now that you see some people that you don't even expect them to be sending you screenshots, they will be sending you screenshots.
Now wako yeden, now wako kanden.
So at that point, what can you do? What kind of defense can you give to yourself? How can you avoid it? Because if your mom doesn't send it to you, your best friend will send it to you, your girlfriend will send it to you, your side chick will send it, everybody will screenshot something and send it, or somebody will call you and want to have conversations about it. So I wish that some of these campaigns will continue to go on so that the numbers doesn't increase. Let's keep the small foolish ones to maybe nature will wipe them out. Or they will repent. Good. Because if you do anything, give them chances that okay now that even you do know that this thing that we are saying it's among our blocking space.
Yeah.
When bloggers started putting up sensitive headlines and we started normalizing it, the clickbait and everybody deliberately they were doing it. Deliberately, name the upper or when you answer so bet me I be for bet on it. Or better that now I say unipa now you're victim you have to find a way to protect yourself. What kind of society are we building?
Well, still on this topic, I still want to believe that we have to talk. The campaign should start now. Okyeame Kwame thinks they have to stop, and that celebrities should also build mental resilience. For the mental resilience there, in fact, you act like you've built it. Obua. And like Nana Regan said, a cow kwa now Jones say, according to can see it is what it is. So let's act right. Can we put on the fridge? And let's move on to the next business. The next business is about Grammys. Bro, who is actually Jules? Sometimes I get confused whether he's
Jules, baby.
He's a producer, whether he's an artist.
Well, you know, mostly now currently all of them are classified as artists because they also contribute to even the songwriting of artists, and some of them even have songs in their names.
So, but his major role is
music production. He's a sound engineer.
Okay. So. All right. So let's leave it there as in a producer. He has said something, and I don't know how we would want to interpret what he said. You know, since the Grammy conversation started, we have seen that some people were there to witness it, to grace the event, to connect and more. Some people were also not there. But according to Jules, he is suggesting that if you're an artist and you're in Ghana, he is telling you the diamond chains and the watches and the blings and all the expensive things around you, he's advising you to sell them. Go to Grammys and connect. Go and spend like 1 week.
It's good that the money is
stop living with all them chains and the blings and sell them. Go to Grammys and connect. He's actually talking to Ghanaian artists. Stop buying blinks. Stop buying shadows. Artists. Go out there. Spend 1 week and connect. That is what the gentleman is saying. Well, I would want us to watch a video in which he was seen saying this before we discuss it. Roland will start this. Watch it. I'll be back.
I wish that other people could come here more to connect. Understand that I wish that but people will come here more to connect. I understand that there may be some hesitancy because it's like, what can they come do for here? Well, I don't know, they don't nominate me, what should I get me from here? But sometimes you need to travel and network and build your network and connect with people. People kind of like amplify whatever it is that you're doing. Some of the Ghana boys, they fit by Rolex, they fit by AP, they fit by Gucci. So you definitely feel important flight accommodations to come and be here for like a week at least. Just network with the right people. You know? There's so many incredible African creatives, people in law, people in tech and business. We have the ability to amplify what's going on. So you need to kind of like rethink how we do it.
Well, so Ro, take it over and let's continue from there.
Well, Sammy, he said it's a wish, and I partly share the same wish. In fact, on this particular,
he's telling you guys to do it as a wish.
No, he said it's a. He said he wish, and that's what I'm saying. I partly share in the same wish. That is, it's like sympathizing with somebody in principle.
Okay.
I partly share the same wish because if you look at this particular event, which is where I would want to start from, it's organized by our very own, our people. And when you look at the dominance in there, I am foreseeing some, like we wake up tomorrow and we are going to cry again. As typical Ghanaians as we are, that we started. You see, on the Grammy, at the Grammy weekend, almost like most of the companies organized a kind of a meet and greet or a party for people to connect. Empire did that for its artists. Same way other companies also did similar parties. But this particular one is termed as African African nominees branch for Grammy weekend.
Okay.
And when you look at the dominance or the country that dominated in terms of attendance, you realize that we threw a party for some people and not ourselves.
Which people? Be bold and say.
Nigerians obviously dominated. It was dominated by Nigerians and South Africans. Simple.
Okay.
To the extent that even some of our people were now fed up with the kind of songs that were played, to the extent that they said, we are going to tell the DJ to play Ghanaian songs. Now we are even tired of the songs that they are playing. Yes.
To play Ghanaian.
Yes. And the Dusty specifically. Yes.
USA.
At the event, yes.
USA.
Yes.
I'm 100% Ghana.
You see?
I just play Ghana.
And that is what I'm saying. Some of the Ghanaian songs that were played, I heard some of Shatter's songs being played there and all that. You understand? I heard and you realize that some of the Ghanaian songs that were being played there were songs that I want you to play this. That is why it was played. In fact, the dominant genre there were the Nigerian Afrobeat and South African Amapiano. Those were the songs that were very dominant. So in that wish, if we should have our people dominate also in attendance, I believe it is going to have some form of influence. However, with the thing that he said to buttress whatever he was wishing for is what I would disagree with him. That is, people are wearing chains, can afford this, can afford that, so they should be able to afford a plane ticket or even a week accommodation for them to connect and whatever. It's what I would want to disagree with him. Because in that light, there are so many factors involved with somebody traveling from wherever they are to the place to connect or for such an event. You have no idea. Perhaps you are fortunate, or you are just assuming that the person has it. One, time is of the essence. Two, money. And the fact that the person has money doesn't mean that he can spend it the way you are spending it. We may receive the same salary, but we may have different responsibilities. We may have different vision. You think that, okay, going there is what is going to make somebody successful or connecting there. It could be true, but it is not applicable to everybody. And as at this time, you have no idea also how it is clashing with somebody else's calendar that is probably giving him something of more importance than what you are doing. And besides, all the people that went for the branch, it is not all of them that even went for the main ceremony, by the way. So it has its pros and cons. You think probably the branch is good for you to connect and have your business dealings. Cool. For somebody, he is eyeing the main carpet, the main event, the real deal. And until they are able to get that, your level of success is not their level of success. So sometimes we should cut some people some slack and not say certain things like what he said. Oh, you can afford this, you can afford that, you can afford this, you can afford that. Whatever the person has, yes, we know it's a show business. Some may come out of gifts. Some is, in fact, Shatawale's most expensive jewelry now currently, which is the big chain, or more than $500 chain, it's a gift. So are you going to tell me that he should sell that chain to afford a trip to Grammys?
They want him to sell it.
And when you said he should, you see, when you make such a statement, it is very vague and has no substance. You know why? Because you are just imagining he is going to get a retest and you are not giving him any proper data to the reason why you want him to do that. It is business, and it is still a business decision. If on that particular day, flying to Miami is going to get me a business of $2,000, and also flying to Tamale to go and meet a certain chief is going to give me $10,000, which one would you want me to prefer? Because it is abroachiri. No man. No man. If I am able to get the $10,000, it can even help me to connect more than you going there and getting the $2,000. If it is business we are talking about. So some of these things, yes, we may have, some of us would wish that our people would dominate. However, if they are not able to do so, we can only encourage them and not make certain statements like, because that particular example that he made, it's like you forcing them, whether they have it or not, or whether they are prepared or not, discarding all the factors that would make them come there. So me, yes, I would agree with him in that wish, that, oh, we wish because we are the ones organizing some of these things, our people will dominate. However, if they are not able to do, let's ask legitimate questions. Let's try and find a way that we can bring them there or even encourage them there, rather than making some of these insinuations.
Wow. Chamo, take over. Sell your chains, go to Grammys and connect. Connect. Yeah. Not the album though.
I think he presented a very weak argument, or brought a very weak advice to people without even buttressing it with economic value. So he just, it's really easy to advise people anyway, and no matter the outcome, it won't affect you. So it's not difficult. But when you are in it, when you are doing it, you take a different approach altogether. And exactly what he did. He was just telling people what to do. But I am very sure that there are other means that he will do his business and will not even take the advice that he is giving. Then that's exactly what he did. You see, on the surface, you think that yes, this is a laudable idea, why not? But when you go deeper, then you see that this guy, he's just saying things for saying it, or he's not saying anything valuable like the way you see it on the surface. I mean, people connecting is not a bad idea, but to the extent of the person spending to connect, it's a business decision. It's different from the person meeting people, talking to them, hoping that some business will come out of it. It's different from you spending money to meet people without guarantee that it will yield the result that you are looking for. That would be a gamble. You are taking, it's the same as flying aviator. You may win or lose, and sometimes the probability of you losing is so high that it is better you don't take such a decision. But the guy couldn't convince me or present something that I would say yes, what the thing that he's saying is true, so people should do that. I mean, booking a hotel and flight ticket to Miami just to connect, not knowing whether your connection will bring business or not. It's not an easy thing. So you can't just.
It's not even advisable.
Yes, and then based on that, you can't just say that our musicians should connect to whom and how are they going to make money out of it or business out of it. He didn't do that well. Or I mean, I thought his presentation will be when you connect, this is what you are likely going to benefit.
And I got this.
Even if it's not concrete, like you are saying it based on what you think can happen, then I will go with you. So you don't just connect like that, because some connection will cost you.
Yes.
And you will not get anything better out of it. So you can't just connect anyhow. Like to the extent that you want 80-20, but
you are calling for your song to be played in America. No, that's why Chemo was asking in America.
Yeah. You see, those people who were campaigning for that, were they there? You see, people who will give you the advice, they don't face consequences. Those who were campaigning for that.
Yeah, you face the consequences.
Yes, they were not there to campaign for their 80 thing in America there. Meanwhile, you need it in America. Now you face the consequences there that he's not. So I think on the face value, yes, people should consider it. I will encourage musicians to connect if they want to do business, but don't take it on the face value. Think about it. Will it make business sense? Don't just connect. Because some musicians will take the advice and connect to, but they know they see top. We know they see anything.
Yeah.
At this point, we can't mention them, but we know some people went there and they are connecting.
Yet nothing they happen.
When you are even mentioning musicians, you may not consider them in the first step, but they are connecting. Me, I'm not mentioning him.
He was there.
He was there.
Yeah.
It's good for him. But let's see the results of his connection that he is trying to establish there. That will encourage others to also do it or not. So for me, connecting is not a bad thing. But if you are going to pay money to do that, then you have to make a good business decision, not just connect anyhow because somebody is saying it.
Well, Nana, I'll take over from there.
Right, and connection in general, to a large extent, is a very good thing for every human being. In fact, you need it. But you need to, first of all, find your path, understand your mission and visions to connect. Other than that, it will not make sense. You can't say people are traveling to America to connect, so you also find some money or you sell your chains and then you fly to America and then you go when your path is not even at that direction. I mean, it will be a wrong connection for you. Sometimes the connections that you need is even at your doorstep. You don't even have to travel. You just need certain conversations even at home to make it happen. If Grammys is your World Cup, it's your ultimate thing you want to achieve in life as a musician, then take the advice of this gentleman. If you have any material thing, go and sell them. When they are doing Grammys branch or whatever gatherings, go there, go and have conversations, go and have Grammy conversations. But if Grammy is not your ultimate, it will be wrong for you to be spending certain amount of money or certain budget just to travel and go and shake hands, take pictures, and then when you come, in fact, there's some attitude with Ghanaians. Some of them will travel there
go and drink with people, high profile people,
Take
photos, get some will even go to the extent of getting contacts. They will come back home and sleep on the contacts. They can't even wake up one morning and send and say, let me send an email to do this or to switch this plug on for myself or for the industry. They will come and sleep on it. 5 years, 10 years, nothing will happen. So if it is about such connections, I would advise you not to do it. Find your path, understand your missions and visions. When you know these things, you will know that, no, today what I want to do, I will need Sammy Flex. So let me connect. Today what I want to do, I will need Chemo. Let me have a conversation with Chemo. So you don't just wake up connecting with people, having conversations like it been a young confirming with the end. Oh, on my no BHTV show, but no, I do number. Because she have the Bobo show. And that guy be by, I'll say, oh yeah, is it mango farms or is it also a farm? I say pineapple farms, a mango for one of this. Not buying, and I'll say, oh, pay me number of a certain medium come on. Oh, okay, I touch it. Pay me number of a certain medium come on, I made a number. So in my mind, I felt like, okay, yeah, if you're a agribusiness person, you're a person or share them out there. No,
Pressure.
I'm going to be forever. Oh, I know. Say, na, and then, sorry, I say, Miami 1 2 1 2 and I'm a fire. I say, on what to say. Oh, yeah, sounds a better one, man. What connect you? What connect you? One come out. So, from me, what do you mean from my pick you? Oh, bro, it is a baby about cordial for my mind. Until I read and I'm a child. The
family.
They're not to me soon. Cry, say, be a man who the best of best 2 minutes. Say, be important. Let me return the con. Oh, return the con. Oh, I'm a child. So what sort of connection is this one? And it will surprise you that some of these people going to America can do the same thing that we are saying. People are going to be a Grammy expert, be or whoever is number will be. Oh, boss, today I say we can check up on you. It can happen. It's very, very possible.
I say my number so I can watch your WhatsApp status.
You understand? You know, like they are sometimes. Let's admit this. You need to be ready for certain connections too. You have to be ready because you can't tell me say, hey, Bia, who need health background, Bia, who need health educational way, Bia, or say doctors for your conference. Into kwa connect it. Okay, what did the numbers? What the bed?
Does not connect it.
All the bed.
Connect.
No, it's a connect na get. Into being got on, you know, being turned down, turn the chain on banco connected. Oh, Charlie, you need to find your path and be ready. So that when the connection comes, you will know what to do with it. Because a lot of people, they don't even know they use how they can even use them to their benefits.
Then be careful who you listen to advice from. Good. I remember Okyeame Kwame once said that the last thing he's going to tell his children is not to listen to anybody's advice. Yes, he says he's going to tell them not to listen to anybody's advice. Yeah. They should go to how they should in fact they should see life how they want to understand it, but not to take anybody's advice like, hey, don't do this. Hey, I know this particular advice, for instance, if Shatta should hear this advice. Hey, you saw his chain, and the moment you talk chain in Ghana, you look at Shatta's eyes. Sell his chain to go to Grammy and connect. You guys are in Ghana. Sell your chain. There are some good artists in Ghana who they can sell their But in wrapping up, are you guys following the National Sports Authority, the Stadium Saga about our showbiz activities? the fact that the Public Accounts Committee, they are on their necks, and in fact we are one of the bigger problems. According to them, we are using the place and they are not managing the place well. Meanwhile, they cancelled sporting activities for us. So, are you guys following?
Yeah, I've been following, not fully, but I think enough for me to talk about.
And should we, as showbiz people, should we take a position in the discussion, knowing that we are the cause of some of the bigger problems that have come up? I know there are other issues, as it can be, but on top of the discussion, the one that is really leading the conversation is the stadium management.
We are not the problem in any way. Okay. Because it doesn't happen only in Ghana. Like showbiz people doing the show at the stadium or something like that. It doesn't only happen in Ghana, all over the world. Even Wembley, they do it there. And
there's a GTV video I want to play, but I don't know if you permit us. A GTV video.
Oh, I think we can
play it.
Yeah,
okay, because I was just getting permission from you.
Yeah.
Well, Richie, let's watch one of the videos from the NSA and what's his name? Jatta. George Sam Jatta. The way he was pressing the shrubballs of the NSA boss, the NSA boss make weak. But you see, in this world, when they say you meet your meter and you meet your real size, like it's true. Yeah. When I saw the man sitting down there and looking all confused, then I remembered our meeting with him.
the way
he said, "I'm done. I can't do anything about it." Man pass. Man pass, man. Charlie, let's watch it. I'll be back.
And I'm happy you raised the issue of the pitch. The last time the Director General and yourself appeared before this committee, and I'm happy you raised the issue of the pitch. The last time the Director General and yourself appeared before this committee, I was sitting where Honorable Ajay Boateng is sitting, and I asked a question. Before I finished asking the question, the Director General responded. I asked a question about pitch covers and whether the National Sports Authority had pitch covers to protect the pitch. Because football, for example, the state of the pitch will affect the output of the game. And like I said, I didn't finish asking the question, and Director General, you responded that you had pitch covers and you used pitch covers. Festivities, after you suspended. Is the microphone working again? Okay. So without approval from the minister, you suspended, Director General, this is to you, you suspended sporting activities. Did you use pitch covers during the social activities and religious activities that were held at the Accra Sports Stadium?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. First of all,
the question I've asked you, Director General, is yes, we used. No, we did not. I've got quite a number of questions. So let's make it snappy.
There were a number of events. The one, I think probably you are referring to the December concerts, which they took almost about 6 years setting up, did not use their pitch covers.
There were none of.
Please.
I just asked the question. Did you use pitch covers?
For that particular event, we couldn't have used the pitch covers.
For which particular event?
The one, the social event, the concert. I think
there was a concert there by Bernison Music Group.
Yeah, there was concert. That particular one, we couldn't have used the pitch covers.
Why?
The reason is this. We in Accra Sports Stadium, our turf is a grass. It's a natural grass. I think the technical people are here. They can help you with it. It's a natural grass. If you are using the natural grass surface for other events, besides, for example, sporting like football and others, if it is really for a very limited time, you can use the available pitch covers that we have. I think I have a sample here, which we have used before. You can use it. Then probably in the evening or morning, you remove it and then you resume the watering regime. If the event is going to take longer than that period, for example, what they did, they set up like 4 days and so on and so forth. If you put them under the cover, one, you are not watering. Two, you are building up heat underneath of the covers. and it burns even much more than if it were not even covered. And you see, grass in particular is a very sensitive material. I think sometimes we compare.
Director General,
please.
Director General.
Can I?
No, you're going into areas I haven't asked you a question about. Director General, I asked you a specific question last year when you came here. Do you have pitch covers? You said yes. You know this. You know all of this technical stuff. Yet you decided to suspend sporting activities without consulting your minister or your board to do a social activity, and then said it took 4 days to set up. Now, Burlington Group paid you 70,000 Ghana cedis. Is the 70,000 Ghana cedis enough to restore the damage that was done to the grass at the Accra Sports Stadium?
The usage of the sports stadium is a multi-purpose.
We are speaking about a specific event. You brought in the specific event.
Please,
I asked you a general question.
There's a question before me. Can I address it?
If you're not answering my question, I will draw you back. I don't need you to take me on a toilet.
Can I address the question before me?
So I'll ask my question again so you are clear. You decided to rent out the stadium for a social event to the Burlington Music Group. They paid 70,000. Is the 70,000 enough to restore the damage that was done to the pitch?
Mr. Chairman, the calculations that we have done with the various events, which have a certain component of it, which we call the pitch insurance cover, is able to restore. It's able to restore. I think if you remember, before we shifted our sporting activities to other stadia, we had made mention of this to all stakeholders, that in December, a particular period will be used for other events which are not sporting. And the revenue for it should be able to recover entirely everything. And if you remember, by January 9th, my minister sent a visitor, inspection team, which was led by Chief Director here. And I think I have all this evidence here, to come and check whether we have been able to recover the pitch. And it's fully done.
You still have not answered my question.
It's fully done. The usage of the stadium for other purposes, like for example congresses, I think MPP, NDC congresses, they were all held there. Other non-sporting activities occurring in our stadium, it's not new. This is not the first time Professor Chumesi is granting permission for the usage of the facility for other non-sporting. It's done all the time. Even independence celebration. We did it in the Tamale, we did it in Cape Coast Stadium, we did it in Kumasi Babaya Sports Stadium, we do it. But the question is, are you able to recover it and get back the sporting activities? Yes, we do. We're able to recover. So that's exactly what we have done.
Director General,
if you were saying whether to cover and not cover, and that's what I will provide you technical understanding that sometimes you cover, sometimes you may not cover because if it lasts longer, you destroy even much more.
Director General, you are, with the greatest of respect, yes. you are a professor. Yes. And as a professor, if you were in the lecture theater and you set your questions, with this, the person will even get 7/100. You understand me? Now look.
Well, so these are some of the matters happening as it stands now, and I'm scared that this might be the last anybody will get the space to use for showbiz. Chabo, it is possible. If this man still sits in that office.
Yeah, he is the problem, not the
That's what I'm saying. If he still sits in the office, then it means for showbiz, and even one, for president's sake, if someone comes to take over that office, and he knows Kofi Baba baby Sammy says he Obiama.
They pay, and when they pay, use the money for the right purpose. That's it, and nobody can do anything. That's why I said even Wembley, the most famous stadium in UK, England, they play, they do social events there.
Fact.
So why are they not having issue? Because they will pay, and after they will use the money to maintain whatever they are supposed to do. If you are corrupt, that's why you find yourself wanting like a professor, not able to answer yes or no question. Did you? This is the amount you took. Can it maintain the place? Yes or no? It can't, and this is the reason it can't, and because we will have others also coming or something, he couldn't answer, and then he was telling us about technicalities, and everybody uses the place, and NDC, NPP, they've been using the place and all that. Who asked about MPP, NDC there? So it's just a corrupt part of the whole thing, and in fact, I was also surprised that when he said 70,000, because we are aware that Shatawale, the figure that they quoted for Shatawale was more than that.
Yes.
Me in my head, I was like, so they will charge Shatawale more than the
Stonebwoy, yes.
Or what is going on here? And then for us to know that the Stonebwoys camp, they are not happy with the figure out. They are saying that they paid more than that. So obviously the problem is corruption. Not the activity going on there. The people who are supposed to manage the place, they are just using the place to fill their pocket or take the money to do other things. And I'm sure that whoever appointed them is also chopping the money some. So they will not just take them out like that. That's the issue here. So if you have to stretch it, it will get to the appointed authorities, the government. MPP people, they appointed this man. This man was a lecturer doing his job at KNUST. They appointed him as the most qualified at that time to handle
such
NSC.
a situation.
And so if some of these things are happening, we can also blame them because they appointed him. And let's see the action that they will take after the committees,
public accounts committee,
and all that. Then you will know exactly who the problem is. It could be the man is the problem or the appointing authority, as in NPP in general. They are the problem. Because if they don't do anything about this man, it means they know what is going on.
Because in one of the cases, monies paid here in Accra was lodged into Kumasi account, and they asked, why would you lodge money paid in Accra to Kumasi account? And the explanation was not adding up. In another case, one of their cars, one of their NSA cars, they are supposed to park at the Kumasi Sports Stadium around the sports hotel. They went to park somewhere. The next day they said there was a robbery case at the place, and only that car was stolen. And I heard the car was not even registered or licensed.
And then the CCTV camera of the hotel at that particular day wasn't working. So they can't even trace. They can't even that particular day. That's why I'm saying that. Now the problem is the man in charge. But we can extend it if those who appointed him are not doing anything. Then we can stretch it. Like, hey, he is just the face of it too. The people who are managing things, they are there and doing their own thing. As we heard that even at some point, the president's daughter could intervene and tell who's supposed to use the stadium or not. It's part of the problem.
Yes, so it's part of the corruption.
So the problem is not us. The problem is not those who are doing the events there. The church people, they also do events there.
But interesting, do you know when they were being mentioning the people who have used, I did not hear any other serious thing apart from the Benetton. The rest granted as to how much they pay. I see a big grant you 50,000.
So for me, we are not the problem. The entertainment people are not the problem. The managers of the space, they are the problem, and they should fix it.
Well, we are closing.
I think the reason why the Benetton Music Group issue became paramount in this conversation is the fact that the professor himself committed that particular conversation when he said, "Oh, perhaps Sam George asking, Honorable Sam George asking him those questions were pertaining to the people that used the facility, like the mall, which is the Benetton Music Group, because according to them, the usage of the facility for the other non-sporting
I think
activities.
He said they took 4 days to
Exactly.
to mount their-
Exactly. So he was trying to justify that, which is what. And I make us. Omo use to stadium ne kese. The
4
other
days,
events did
For
not.
this. And the man said that.
For this. Yes,
Richie, move your mommy camera. I think I have to do an editorial. No, I have to. But I'm coming anyway. I will.
You see, as that. That is what brought this whole conversation. That is what made that particular thing paramount in this whole conversation. You see, it is just about mismanagement. The people that are doing our activities there are not the problem. I mean, if I would want to rent this space or this particular studio for an activity, and you agree, and I pay you, and I am done, and you decide not to maintain the place, it is not. I am not the cause of it. You are rather the cause of it.
Even if you cause any damage here, you
Yes.
will pay in addition.
Exactly. And even so, even if I don't pay, it is still your property. It is your responsibility to make sure.
What Chebon is saying that with the conditions there.
Yes.
If you incur any damage.
Yes, that's what I'm even saying. That you the it is your property at last. You are supposed to maintain the place and make sure it is in good shape. If you don't do it, whose fault is it? It is your property. You will be blamed for it, especially if you are the one managing or being in charge of it. That is it. This is purely mismanagement, because as far as we are concerned, there are other places that are being used, and we know how they go down. It is out of mismanagement and the fact that they are not able to maintain maintenance. That has always, you see, the Public Accounts Committee, I'm sure majority of their problems in terms of throwing some of these questions is connected to maintenance or how they are able to even maintain the place. Because sometimes when they check the amount of money coming through that side and how the state of the place, that is what will get some of them concerned. Because if yes, the money, we see money's coming, and at the end of the day, the place is in good shape. Even if somebody will bother, they will not bother so much, unless somebody who is curious or is suspicious about certain activities going on there. But if today we wake up and the football people are complaining, and when they came to use the place, the place has deteriorated and it is not in a good shape, it is in a bad shape, and always you would have to go to that same government for money to maintain the place, then that will bring them those questions to so how are you managing the place? Because to the extent that you are even able to pause it for other activities, yet you are still not able to still manage the place properly. That is what will bring this whole conversation. And you see, when mismanagement comes in, obviously corruption is able to find a space and enter. Let's look at how even accounts are, lodging of accounts or monies are even done even at the spot. I listened to one of the sessions and he was saying, one of the chief accountants, you that it is your responsibility to lodge the checks, is saying they should go and ask the general director.
The director is saying.
The director is also saying
not too sure.
He's not too sure. The director is also saying he's not too sure. Now the the Professor Chubesi also took charge of the whole thing, because both of them were not able to answer. And he said, it is because the main account, they have the regional account and the main account. The main account got frozen.
Let's wrap up.
And they needed to make certain payments. So that is why
government account.
You understand? They said Bank of Ghana froze their account. So I'm asking, the regional account still belongs to the government of Ghana. So if they are freezing accounts, how do you still get an account to still deposit money into it? All these things are questions that they can ask. However, we are not the problem here. We as entertainers or people using the facility are not the problem. In fact, the Grand Arena is a typical example. If that place is not maintained, it will close down. But then the people using it are always paying for it. That is it.
Okay, Regan speaks and we wrap up for today's show.
Yeah, this is a clear case of mismanagement, corruption, and incompetence. Listening to the man, I am very worried. I am very worried because these are people that they need to know. Like the way he is even talking, it looks like he doesn't even know he has some responsibilities. And you see where Chemu was shifting the argument, like once there is corruption, it means the appointees. See,
if you don't do
sometimes in our, especially in Ghana's politics, the way uncrophobia maybe a show even among ourselves. Sometimes somebody can say he is doing a business with Sammy Flex. There are certain monies that are supposed to be paid. The monies will be agreed. There will be an agreed amount. There will be agreement. The money that will come and touch Sammy Flex hands might be different from what was given to the person to come to Sammy Flex. So sometimes, if at the end of the day, let's say conversations come up and then we are saying, okay, they gave you 100,000 and you brought Sammy Flex 70,000. That 30,000 that was taken out of it, maybe Sammy Flex did not spend some more. He wasn't even part of the conversation. Let's take it and share. He might not be part, but he will be the person receiving whatever amount and being in front of the conversation. Assembled by a friend Sammy Flex. So what I say? So I'm just saying that I'm not saying
when
what you're saying doesn't happen.
What will happen is the case.
Me,
and that's
my position has always been once. I mean, I remember I told you this thing once, and I think this is a clear example of my position. That you see some of these people that politicians have been appointing and putting in certain positions, they have, whether we like it or not, some of them have certain business negotiations with whoever is at the top, and it will be wrong. The reason why Ghanaians, we are suffering and we keep talking about our problems, same challenges, and every 8 years we just switch and we continue to talk about the same thing, is because we have failed to identify and hold some of these people responsible for their acts. We will rather be always our energies and whatever conversations are targeted at those at the top, and those at the top, the only thing we do is we change them. So always the problems will be lying down. Let us tell this man in the face that he is incompetent. He can't do the thing. So you will leave the person. You will leave the person at the top with no choice, even if they have business negotiation. Or no question them man. Obehu asem obeka che na kwa ebetumi aba out. I bet you let us so resigning. But the moment you channel your energy at the top, now we know ya mbonija. We ya mbonija. Oba question them. Ade channel the all top and the communicators are good radio, so TV, so no man count. In some hunu bi achire obi a. And the people that they will be convinced, you are just one out of 100 of those people that will listen to those communicators, and the problem will still be lying down. So let's channel all the countries will beat me appoint you will be at the people say will goofy why mistake be on train ma appoint you be embe friend say masake wo ono kasa because of conscience or not to be customer resigning. Be krom ha we oba ko tena office upon nyama we mu ni na no or na better ko tena office aye ejuma ye jana betima ye ejuma ma fi we akoyi me ato aba egu
zi jana
so the would mean nyama we now the people who appointed them can do
there are two things when people are clearly to say the evidence here we clearly obi a won ko suka won say sama papa we kika nsisi suye and declare this an incompetent person who can say or occupies our office. But because of how you have your conversation, me say papa we on that dream biya say me adena ejuma na me me hu ye ntina o say nyame Philip say me jaya mo obi a obetimi aye ejuma na ba be. That is the point I am making. And politicians, if you leave it for them, they will play their business game. So they don't care about you sitting there and saying, "Man, I'm appointing," and I say, "A bit favor and it's whatever system they've created for themselves." They don't care. We should. I think it's about time. Yes. So, and when we are talking about them, I am saying that sometimes some of this fire, Papa, we Cameroon dia. You be born tuja. Me say no but that's why we are not on train say appointee Kufuor do one want be far from Kanye take Kofie. Or no be dwane.
I'm not resigning.
Oh, I'm not be dwane that. As over there I show to you can say yes him
Prime Minister Biako was my resign. Do you know what motivates them? It is some of this is they not say directly in conforming etias say who responsibilities in here as a Ghana as no ya control bi kwa nipa na say only responsibilities be because obi na appointing no at the end of the day assemble or no crap obi appoint nim no half of the country nobody knows his name party din na ebebo entitem bia na nkomo na kwakoye party nkomo and it is also one of our problems. Entina way obeba beki kan se we say okay ebusa simple question o wo aba beka che say wo covers ye ebusa say o Jessica ni we no did you cover the field and no keke so ntimi ya
the field. If you are going to cover for one day, that one you can cover it because of the grass. But if you're going to cover for 4 days, by the time you finish, the grasses are spoiled. Yet you closed spotting it.
This is clear incompetence.
Or some years for 4 days. Or some years for 4 days in the moment to me for it. More politics. More politics.
So me, I think there is a clear case of income. The man can't. He shouldn't be in the office.
For me, it's not incompetence.
He shouldn't be there.
The corrupt part.
He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there at all.
Well, we live in a very funny country, as a matter of fact. When you hear some of these things, you just laugh. Like, how can a public office that has dealt with an individual go out to lie about how much they paid? Like, hey!
Public officer.
When receipts were signed with other people involved. In fact, even if I were them, this Stonebwoy issue, like, I'll not even tie because the controversies on this issue are not fully dead yet.
Yeah.
They say, the way back. Oh, we live in a funny country, seriously. Well, it has been another good day. Serious minds sharing ideas, information, and knowledge. And trust me, it is the beauty of Showbiz Daily. You can only get it on this platform and no other place. Reason you have to subscribe to us and always wait for more. Special thanks to Nana Reagan, my immediate left from Rough Town, Road Manager, Roland Amate, Shagzi, Shatter Movement, Roland Reports, and to Intimdo Solomon, our online manager here, Flex Entertainment Limited, and Intidosu Digital Solutions. And also to Digital Rasta Currency on camera. Richie Flex is the editor-director of the show. We might not know it all, so whatever you have to add to the conversation, the comment section is reserved for you. Feel free, drop your opinion there, and let's talk. That is how information and knowledge is shared. My name is Sammy Flex. I'll see you when I see you. Until then, we're out of here. Bye-bye.